going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. I know it's been a bit, but the finals is not much to talk about. But now, after about 2 games, some trade rumors and stuff, we got some stuff to cover. So let's start with the finals. Game 3 was yesterday, and unfortunately, Boston won.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest takeaway, what everyone's been talking about, is how poor Draymond Green has looked.
Yeah, that's
even in Game 2, people thought he should have been suspended. In the second quarter, with that Jaylen Brown fucking bullshit that was going on.
Yeah.
The first game, he was awful as well. So I don't know. What do you think is going on with Draymond? Because this has been terrible.
I thought Game 2, that Jaylen Brown play, he should have been ejected. But he knows that,
he won't get
once he gets the first tag, he won't get a second tag.
He has to punch someone in the face.
Right, because the backlash that the refs feel like they'll get if they throw him out of a finals game is insane. So they're scared to do it. But Game 3, apparently they had this veteran referee crew who was really good, I think, personally.
Yeah.
They really slowed it down, and, Boston's a tough place to play. TD Garden's
They went down early, and yes, they got back into it, but TD Garden's hard to play.
Yeah, no, they got smart fans out there. They know when to complain, when to boo. And they got to Draymond. They got to Draymond Green.
Oh, for sure.
He fouled out of the game. Maybe 4 of those fouls were not needed by him, and that's just who he is. I thought he was really actually going to be able to control his emotions, but he just wasn't.
No, and I like to say Draymond may be the least talented Hall of Famer of all time.
Yeah, because he's a lock.
He's a 3-time champion. He's Defensive Player of the Year. He's all that, and yes, he's a very good defender. But Draymond can only guard 4s, 5s, and 3s. You can put a 2 on him, and the 2 goes right by him. He can't chase a 2 around the arc. No. He's not quick enough to keep up with a 1. He is the best defender for 3s through 5s.
He's a good help defender.
Right, he's a good help defender.
A lot of energy.
He's a good overall team defender. But when I think of the best defenders in the league, I think of Kawhi. I think of Marcus Smart. Gobert, honestly, is a better rim protector than Draymond.
Right, and if you want to play him at the 5, like the Warriors are going to do, you're going to get screwed, especially if Boston has a player like Robert Williams who just grabs every single offensive board, because Draymond's a solid rebounder, but he's no elite rebounder.
Well, Draymond can't do anything on the court. He's
I know.
He's immobile.
That's why Robert Williams is able to play in the game, because he can't shoot.
Besides trucking people to get Steph open 3s, Draymond does nothing.
Yeah.
He can't shoot. He can't finish
He's a good passer, but he's going to pass.
What? I could get 5 assists a game playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Right.
And
that's a good point.
Kyle Kuzma's if I played with Steph too, I could get those. I could be top. I think Draymond's top 15 assists all time now.
He is.
I saw something. There's something.
He's been doing it for a while, but
Draymond's top 15. Kuz was and he just posted a video of Steph getting it easy. Draymond just dropped the ball to him. Steph getting 40 for 3. Mm-hmm. So,
I think the Warriors obviously need to make adjustments. They couldn't get a rebound down the stretch at all. Also, I don't know how well Jordan Poole played, but I didn't feel like he was into the game that much. He missed a free throw, and Klay and Steph played well. Steph is apparently okay,
which is good.
Yeah, that's good. You don't ever want to see anything like that. But it's going to be a good series. The Warriors need to win this game. This is a must win.
If they don't win Game 4, this ends in 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I think they can win Game 5, but you don't. Boston is the type of team to choke a Game 6 at home, but I just don't think they would.
I don't think so either.
But what's interesting is I think Draymond Green has the potential in this series to cost the Warriors a second championship.
Yeah.
In 2016. That was the technical foul that he got suspended for, because that was 7th tee or something. Should not have been called technical foul. But him getting suspended in Game 5 led to the Cavs being able to steal a game in Golden State. Mm-hmm. Game 6, Iguodala and Bogut. Iguodala and Bogut go down. Mm-hmm. They're not the same. And then Game 7, the Cavs win.
Right.
So if Draymond doesn't do anything dumb throughout the playoffs, doesn't argue too much, the Warriors might win the series with 5. And if Draymond would stop fouling out, stop yelling at the refs so much, and just focus on playing for once, maybe not getting 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, I could have done more out there than he did, then maybe the Warriors win. But right now, and Steph can't do it all, neither can Klay played well.
Right. Wiggins was good. I mean, Tatum didn't even have the best game of his life, neither did Jaylen Brown, but they all stepped up.
Marcus Smart played well.
Yeah, he did. The Warriors should look into, I know this is hard to say, but they should look into playing Kevon Looney if Boston's going to play Robert Williams that much, because they can't grab a rebound. And that's all the Warriors need. Kevon Looney knows their offense. He's a good passer. and he can rebound the ball better than Draymond Green. So if Robert Williams is going to be on the court, I think Kevon Looney should be on too.
And I think another problem is with Draymond and Kevon Looney in the game, there is not enough scoring. But maybe you put Kevon Looney in instead of Draymond from time to time.
Right.
Draymond clearly is not giving you anything. And there's the Warriors fans out there that will like live by whatever Draymond does. And yes, you can, but he's just hurting your team.
I mean, you have to live by whatever he does. He's a 3-time champ. He's a defensive player of the year. He's really good, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
He's a 3-time champ because they had 2 of those.
Yes. But he does have a defensive player of the year. He's on multiple all defensive teams. He's a good player.
I think Draymond's okay. Well, I don't think Draymond Green deserves the respect that he gets from time about certain things. His offense has gone downhill ever since Kevin Durant got there. Remember, he used to be able to shoot threes.
Yes.
Now he just stands there and waits. He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared. There's definitely something like mental about that.
And then he goes on his podcast the next day and talks like he had the greatest game of his fucking life, or he'll talk like he said something like, "Oh yeah, no one's ever beat us whole." And I was like, first of all, you lost to the Cavs 2016. I don't hear that bullshit about the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, you only beat the Cavs that year before that because Kyrie and Kevin Love weren't playing.
Right.
So I don't want to hear this. No one's ever beat us whole before shit. No, you've never really beat another team whole without Kevin Durant.
Right, without Kevin Durant, and they would have won that.
Who is a top 15 player of all time and a top 5 player in the league right now? So I don't want to hear this bullshit.
No, that's a good point. But yeah, no. As a Warriors fan, you have to live and die by what Draymond does.
If he was on the Bulls, it'd probably be the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not biased like the fucking crazy Warriors fans out there who maybe
that's
the most toxic.
I don't fall into that category.
No, you're not a toxic Warriors fan.
I'm not a toxic Warriors.
You just shouldn't be a Warriors fan.
I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm just not a fucking Boston fan.
Oh yeah, that's been me throughout the playoffs. All right, well that's enough on the finals because that's all there's to talk about.
Yeah,
but there's rumors about Rudy Gobert has been heating up in the last couple days, 3 days or so, about him coming to Chicago. Today something came out about he's a Arturas Karnisovas type of guy.
I saw that.
And then the question is, what is the package deal that we get for Gobert? And there's 2, in my opinion.
Neither of them should involve Patrick Williams.
Well, that's okay. The first one that the Jazz will ask for and that people will throw out there is Gobert, or is Vucevic and Patrick Williams for Gobert, which is too much.
It's too much.
The other one, which I like as a Bulls fan because I get to keep Patrick Williams, is Vucevic, Kobe White, our pick this year, and Javonte Green. Who those 4 for Gobert are probably one of the bums on Utah just to even out the players and stuff. So
maybe a second-round pick.
Yeah,
because I mean, as good as Gobert is, he's better than Vooch, no doubt.
Yeah,
Vooch is still a good player, and that contract that Rudy Gobert has does make him not as much of a significant asset as he would be if he was getting paid.
Which is why
$25 million.
Which is why I will never throw Patrick Williams in that deal because Gobert is not going to be like a guy that wins you the championship. He's going to be the complementary piece that helps the 2 pieces we have in Levine and DeMar get over the hump. Because Gobert he addresses the Bulls' 3 biggest weaknesses, which is interior defense, rebounding on the defensive and offensive end. Those 3 problems.
Right.
And big man, of course, big man depth, but I guess we're trading one of our big men. But Vooch, there's no one this year that could guard. Vooch can't guard in the pick and roll. He drops back, someone shoots a floater over him, or he has to go guard some big that he's slower than. So he gets fucked either way.
And the thing is another thing about Gobert is that's been a problem for him in the playoffs. It's kind of been exposed, but I don't know. In the East, you look at the East, the Celtics are going to have Robert Williams and Al Horford on the floor. The Bucks are going to want to have Lopez and Giannis. The Sixers are going to want to have Embiid, Bam. There's so many guys out there that the other teams just can't take off the court. This isn't like a Los Angeles Clippers situation where they can just take Zubac off the court or the Warriors can take
There's
off.
not many teams in the East that are like just playing small, like the Warriors.
Right.
Like the big man kind of made a return this year with Embiid and Jokic and Giannis really being the 3 best players in the league.
Mm.
And the other thing I like about Gobert is no one gives him the ball in Utah. On the Bulls, he will get the ball more. He'll get more lobs at the rim. Now, imagine this defensive trio, though. Caruso, Gobert, and Lonzo. You got to remember, our perimeter defense is very solid, which was able to hide how bad Vooch was.
Right.
And then Lonzo
at the start
and Caruso,
of the year,
of course, go down. But imagine you have good interior defense and probably two of the best perimeter defenders in the league if Lonzo will actually fucking play.
Which is a whole nother.
I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned that he may just.
You're actually concerned
for his career, yeah. Because why? He still can't run. He's already had the surgery. The bone bruise, that means, has been with him for 8 months now. Is this a permanent thing? Is he being a bitch? I don't think he would be, but he's always injured for something else. He's always hurt. Pelicans and the Lakers, he's always hurt. And if he was playing, when he was playing, we were top 2 in the East, I think.
Yeah.
So we need him back. I like the Gobert news. I think that Gobert news puts us in the top 3 or 4 teams in the East, in my opinion. I think we're better than Miami with Gobert.
I think we are too.
I think we're better than. I think Boston and Milwaukee are the 2 teams that are better than us if we get Gobert still, and not like head over heels better than us. I think just a little I think Boston and Milwaukee are just
they're better.
One step.
They're
one step, but the Gobert and rounding out some depth problems.
That's what we need, depth. That's why Boston's so good because they have
shooters
Pritchard,
and depth.
Grant Williams.
We need shooters and depth. If we Gobert getting another star is one thing, but the main focus of the offseason for the Bulls has to be to re-sign LaVine, and it has to be to get some shooters and depth around him. Bryn Forbes, we were talking Wayne Ellington, guys you can put on vet minimums.
Yeah.
That $2 million a year. You get 4 of the 2 or 3. That's what the Lakers did. The Lakers put their entire roster. I know it didn't work out, but on paper it looks great.
On paper,
it
really did.
Bazemore, a shooter. Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk, of course, was getting paid $8 million. I don't know. I think he may have been a vet minimum too.
It might have been.
Yeah. So
he's gone.
Yeah,
that would be a nice pickup as well.
Right, but I'm not paying him. I'm not paying him what he wants. He played well this year, so he's gonna want really.
Also, another thing is about the Gobert trade. I personally don't think the Bulls are going to get him just because I think he's going to Toronto for OG and an Obi and maybe a pick. I think
that would be a dumb trade, by the way. I don't know why the fuck they would do that.
Who? Toronto?
For Toronto.
Yeah. Okay. For Utah, it's really good.
Right. Why would you give up a rising star to play on Gobert? They have Siakam, they have Van Vliet, but you and I both agree LaVine and DeMar are much more than Van Vliet and Siakam and the guys they have there.
Well, the guys they have are also Gary Trent, Scotty Barnes.
No, that's great, but Gobert's not the championship team. He's not that answering piece.
Right.
I think for Chicago, all the problems the Bulls had, he addresses. And really the only problems we had this season besides injuries. Whereas you go to Toronto and their problems is their stars are stars, but they're not superstars. DeMar played like a superstar this year. Let's see what happens when LaVine gets paid max dollars.
When he gets paid max dollars by the Bulls.
Yeah. He is getting paid max dollars. He's coming back here. I don't know. I'm more worried about Lonzo Ball than about Zach LaVine. Mm-hmm. I think that anyone thinks that I hate it. Oh yeah, LaVine is in play. Of course he's in play. He's a fucking free agent.
But I still do think he's going to Toronto. I really do think Rudy Gobert is going to Toronto. I think I'm on the side that I want him in Chicago because I've kind of been on the fence lately. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I predicted this back before the playoffs started that Gobert was coming to the Bulls. I knew that was going to blow up over there in Utah, and it has.
We've been right before. We predicted Otto Porter to the Bulls 4 years before it happened.
We did. And 2 other guys too.
Yeah. So
I forget who.
Hopefully it works out. I think Gobert is maybe not the championship piece. We may not win a championship with him, but he sure as hell puts us in contention with the Patrick Williams development. Bring LaVine back.
If he can just average his 14 a game, 14,
an efficient
13 boards. Right, because he's not going to do anything.
Gobert, if Gobert gives you 14 a game and 12 boards and 2 blocks, I'm happy because his presence is what is important. Because Embiid will still kill him, but Embiid kills everyone, and Jokic will still kill him. And Giannis he's not going to guard Giannis. Patrick Williams will guard Giannis. He'll just be a force inside that can actually try to block.
Right, is he a good screen setter? I'm sure he is. Yes. I'm sure he is.
Yes. Except Donovan Mitchell never gives him the ball off the screen. But with DeMar, that plays right into DeMar's games. He needs that screen center. They can get room, pull up for his mid-range jump shot, all that.
Right, and I think losing the shooting with Vooch is obviously not beneficial, but you'd rather pick up the extra defense.
But was Vooch really shooting all that well?
Right. I mean, he was a 32% three-point shooter this year, which is probably not the best shot you can get every possession.
Gobert won't shoot him, too. So, the Vooch, what are you doing shots are no longer a problem. Now, when he hits, you're like, oh, let's go. But I'd rather
there were too many of the what are you doing compared to the let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want that trade to happen. We thought about this with the contract a lot, but I guess the final verdict is we are in a win now. Like the next 3 years is our window, and if we
Maybe
get Gobert, if we get Gobert that window, like the odds of a championship increase.
Yeah, 100%. We'll go get somebody else at the deadline, but like we said, regardless of if we get Gobert or not, shooting and a backup big man is essential for the Chicago Bulls this summer.
And re-sign Zach LaVine.
Yes, obviously that's the number one priority. We will get into other free agencies with other teams as
if he leaves, I'm pulling this down.
I know we're ripping it
I'm gonna
up.
be so mad. Like harder than last
year. Yeah, so as free agency rolls around in the draft, we'll start talking about that more.
Right.
Besides the Bulls, we're thinking about doing maybe 5.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna on the TikTok and on this. Also on the pod, we'll upload probably 2 times a week.
Yeah.
Once free agency starts. But what we're gonna probably do is break down a new team every day, especially on the TikTok, and then we'll do like a cumulative one on the pod.
Right.
And we'll just say what every team needs, who they can go after, stuff like that. So check in on that if you're a fan of other teams besides the Bulls.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.